welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be baking two pies, a chocolate and a pumpkin pie, because tomorrow we are celebrating Thanksgiving, but Thursday's real Thanksgiving. Oh, say hi.
Hi.
This is my mom. She'll be helping me because she's the master chef in the house. Okay, so now we're going to say the things that we need. Okay, so we need 2 cups of milk, right?
Right.
And 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of flour, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Do we even have that?
Mm-hmm.
1.5
Squares
squares. What are squares?
of chocolate.
Oh, okay.
1.5.
That makes more sense now. 3 eggs, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla, and whipping cream, which we're gonna make.
Homemade.
Which is gonna be homemade. Yes.
All right.
And then you put them all in at the first part, or what?
So
Or
first we heat the 2 cups of milk on the stove. And then we're gonna sift together the sugar, the flour, and the salt. Ready to get started?
Yep.
All right. Okay, first we pour in 2 cups of milk.
Which is apparently almost all of the milk that we had.
We have a whole nother gallon, and then we pour that into our pot.
And try to keep it in the pot too.
Perfect. Need 1 cup of sugar.
Yep.
Sugar.
Milk is over here.
Make
Boiling.
sure it's 1 cup. A little bit over, but who cares? A little extra sugar is good.
Sugar's amazing.
All right.
We pour it into here.
It's
And
1
now
cup
what
of
do we do?
sugar.
Now what do
The
we
flour. Is it your turn?
Yep.
All right. All right. Now we need our 1/3 cup of flour.
Just for some reason, this is hot.
It's always messy.
Yeah. Let's see if this is one. No, we need
No?
more. More flour.
Whoops.
I spilled it all
All right.
over
Hang
myself.
on, friends. We're gonna have to fix that.
Now we have a 1/3 cup of flour. And now we pour it in with our sugar. And the milk is still sitting there alone, and we just don't mess with that right now.
Step is the 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Okay. And then we're gonna put that with our sugar and flour.
Yep,
Okay.
just like that. And now you stir together all of your flour, salt, and sugar. So now you're going to start heating up all of your milk, and you have to be super careful, and you have to stir it constantly so it doesn't burn. So now you're going to add your flour, salt, and sugar to your milk while your milk is still heating. So like that.
And then we're gonna stir it up.
Yep.
Now is time to add our chocolate. We have 1.5 squares of chocolate. We're gonna put it into our milk mixture, and then we're going to put the cover on top and let it cook for 15 minutes.
Yep. Do not stir that. Just put the top on and then let it sit for 15 minutes. So the first thing you're going to do is preheat the oven to 400 degrees. And if you see the time going, that was for the letting it sit. And then you come over to your pie crust and you poke holes all in them. And as you can see, we're using a fork, which is definitely recommended. Very easy, and you just have to poke holes throughout the whole things and on the sides so that it can thaw.
And we let them thaw for 10 minutes before we put them in the oven.
Yep. You should occasionally take the lid off of this and just start stirring it. But you only have to do that a few times. And once your timer has gone off, which it has not yet for us, then you can add your just say it. I can't speak right now.
Add the eggs?
Yes, you can add the
Right,
eggs.
we're going to beat 3 eggs when the timer goes off and put it in our mixture.
And you also have to wait 10 minutes to put the pie crust in. And once you put the pie crusts in, then you have to let them sit in there for 9 to 11 minutes. So we're gonna beat 3 eggs, 3 large eggs, and then we're going to pour them into our heat mixture. 1 egg, 2 to go. Kind of bad at cracking eggs sometimes. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm
There's
not.
no show. Looks good to me.
Almost just dropped an egg.
Whoa, that was a close call. You almost dropped it.
Okay, now we have to beat them with the whisk, just like this. And you want to actually pop them. Okay, so you take the lid off, put it down, and then you add your eggs, your beaten eggs, just like that.
Stir quickly.
Now you stir.
Stir fast, fast, fast. You don't want those eggs to cook in there until they're stirred.
Now you just stir.
Stir, stir, stir until that egg is nicely in there.
And then you can let it sit for 5 minutes.
First, we gotta put the cover back on.
Yes, that
Let
is
it
true.
cover and sit for 5 additional minutes.
Yep. So, we're going to take our pies now. It's been 10 minutes. And we set it down in here. And since we're doing 2 pies, because we're also making the pumpkin, which is later in the video, we're going to add another pie crust. Just like that. And now we let it sit in there for 9 to 11 minutes.
Time to add the vanilla. So we're gonna get a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Pour this in here. Oop, 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 I spilled it.
Overflowing.
And then you pour it into your chocolate mixture.
You stir.
You're gonna turn the heat off.
The heat is
It's too
now.
cool, but yes, I need to stir it as well. Stir that into our mixture. That is looking just perfect.
And it'll look even better when done.
And this is what we pour into our pie crust, but it has to be cool before you can do that. So we just let it sit here
Yes.
for a while.
Or else the pie crust will melt.
I guess I've never done it.
Yeah. Welcome to Bailey's Whipping Cream Show. And today we're making whipping cream, as said in the title of the show. So you add 4 tablespoons of plain old sugar. Still need 1 for 1. 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons. And 4 tablespoons. Just gonna add a little bit more because I forgot to add some of that last tablespoon. And now you add how much of this whipping cream?
All of it, 1 pint.
You add 1 pint of this whipping cream. Splattered. Okay, now you set all of this random things. Well, it's not really random, but you set all that ingredient stuff aside and you start. Now we have let our mixture cool, our pie mixture here, cool for like 2 hours maybe. And now we are going to spoon it all into our pie crust. Clearly you really do have to use a spoon. And now either you have a store-bought Cool Whip, but we made it homemade. And now you can spoon it on to your chocolate pie. Just like this. And you just spoon a little bit. Okay, now you should have it looking like this, but that looks amazing, but we need it to look even better. So we do chocolate shavings. Now, I already did some of the chocolate shavings, but you can just go like this with a piece of chocolate.
Very carefully, right?
Yes, I am allowed to do this because I bake a lot. You can also shave it like this with one of these. And this is how our pie looks so far. And you can do as much as you want, but our family loves chocolate, so this is good, right?
Ta-da!
It's a beautiful masterpiece. That is not the end of our video. In the next clip, we will be starting our pumpkin pie, but we are actually going to wait a few hours, about 12 hours, because we're going to go to bed because it is 8:30 right now. And we're going to go to bed in a few hours, maybe an hour, and then we're going to bake the pumpkin pie, which is going to be our second part of the video. So I hope you all enjoyed the chocolate pie, and now let's go to the pumpkin pie. So it's the next day, and we're going to be baking the pumpkin pie now. And what you need for the pumpkin pie is 1 can of pumpkin and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. And you need 2 eggs, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon ground ginger, 1/2 teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and you need the pie crust that you did yesterday, or you can do it again today. And then you have to set the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go. I accidentally said the wrong thing, but you actually set it to 425 instead of 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So now you have to add all of your ingredients together. So you put a whole can of pumpkin in, unless you want to go and smash your own pumpkin. You get a full can of pumpkin in. And then, there's still a little bit more. And then you add a full can of sweetened condensed milk. It's actually really satisfying. Is that good?
Let's scrape all of it.
With this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know you could use this. Okay, so now you get all of your condensed milk out, sweetened condensed milk. And now you add your 2 eggs. Now that you've done your 2 eggs, you add 1 teaspoon. You add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, which is over here. There's your cinnamon. And now you get 1/2 of a teaspoon of ground ginger. Just need a little bit more than that. And then you get 1/2 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Like that. And once you do that, you add your 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So here we usually use this type of salt so that it comes out easier. Probably need a little bit more than that. Yeah, that's good. And then you need your pie crust, but we don't need that now. And now you stir. You do stir, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there we go. It's all mixed together. So you should have something that looks like this. And then you go ahead and pour it into your pie crust if you baked it. And you go ahead and pour it in just like this. Just get all of your pie in there. Just like that. And then you put it in your 425 degrees Fahrenheit, preheated. You put it in the oven for 50 minutes to bake. Just like that. And you might have to get rid of some of the pumpkin pie in case it was too much. Once it has been 15 minutes, you do not take the pie out yet. You actually just lower it to 350, and so it is baking at 350 for 35 additional minutes. And this is what your pie should look like. And then you're gonna let it cool for a minute, and then you put the whipped cream on it. I hope you enjoyed the first video of me baking with my mom. We baked a chocolate and a pumpkin pie, and we are going to eat those both tonight for Thanksgiving. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!